Um, Good morning to all fellow Sierra Leoneans. This now una pikin brother Lahai Lawrence Leema, the Deputy Minister of Internal Affairs, will also double as the national PRO for the Sierra Leone People's Party. I be don't decide really for know how I do me on PR approach. And because I don't be so inundated with too many calls by some faint-hearted Sierra Leoneans way for some reasons then they allow themselves for budge to the inciting or those them way one Sierra Leoneans we choose for carry himself as a low mental state Sierra Leonean and choose for present himself as a political ventriloquist where they allow failed and corrupt politicians them for speak through them and use himself as an individual for psychologically intimidate some of those faint-hearted Sierra Leoneans for budge to intimidation and incitement. I just decided to do this audio for assured una say una elect a government into office, we get a responsibility for protect una. And so no politician in this country we don't rule for 11 years. They don't siphon and embezzle this country in money and left this country on the brink of economic collapse. And they behind the scene, they use one very Sierra Leonean, who through their own actions don't make him, he left this country. He go lay down yonder. He not did it for better life. He lay down there, they intimidate you now because them fail and corrupt politicians, then we don't thief this country money for 11 good years and left this country in abject poverty. They use them because of in mental state low for intimidate, especially the one that with the budge to intimidation, and and also the one that with the budge to inciting audios and messages for bring psychological pressure on una. I just come for do this audio because the pressure is on me as well. Because I not see the too many needs for begin. They even share in incitements there. Why are you people sharing it? Especially when they do them through cowardice. You shouldn't be a coward. No. Why you not for be a coward? Because you people are lawful Sierra Leoneans. Una respect the laws of this land. And una respect the peaceful coexistence of this land. And una respect the rights of other peaceful Sierra Leoneans. So why a criminal, why a low mental state individual we don't choose or present himself and in that way for intimidate una? Why are you guys budging to it? However, if una don't push too many audios of incitements them to me, you people are telling me that we have a responsibility we will not be done place in we as a government, that we need for take a step or we need for take steps them as government for make sure say we try for stop the incitement, the distractions of this individual political ventriloquists we choose for speak the words of those coward, corrupt and failed politicians for 11 years. We don't bring this country out to a knees and then feel say they know they do without politics now for just intimidate the peace of this nation. Enough of this. Now, I just want for let be rest assured that now through on a taxpayers' money and they pay soldiers and police, and at the same time on a elect government, and that government they in place for make sure say law, order, and stability of the state is preserved. Having said that, then be don't do them on the 10th of August, but we'll be able to address that situation. And if the security sector been take in incitement them as a pinch of salt or trivialize the incitement them, the evidence is clear now that we need for attach some level of seriousness to incite them and take steps. First, I want to make Sierra Leoneans, every peaceful Sierra Leoneans know say, you know, get any reason for budge to the inciting statements them of this low mental state individual we call insert Adebayor, we allow fail and corrupt politicians them. We even responsible for enough for dinner this country, but for do probably odd jobs out there, and they intimidate una psychologically. For make una be rest assured say the security forces they on top of the game, and any security forces or personnel where you being paid by government of Sierra Leone and through taxpayers' money, you. But of course, I don't even get reason for say that because the security sector they on top of the game and they're ready for keep the law and order of the state and for make sure say every law-abiding Sierra Leonean go about in normal business. So that's the assurance I want for give to honor the faint-hearted Sierra Leoneans way actually the budge to this political ventriloquist in incitements them. As a government as well, we get we own steps then we need for take. And because una don't overwhelm me with too many of inciting audios them, me they force me or another, I mean, they relate with me boss for make we take up we own game in the internal affairs ministry and collaborate with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and see how much we can able for reach out to the government of Holland through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Internal Affairs and see how best we can able for track these political ventriloquists and bring and come to justice. This is what we have to do. We cannot allow an irresponsible Sierra Leonean for always threatening the peace and security of this nation because failed politicians then feel say the only way they can able for survive not through political intimidation or through threatening the peace and security of this nation. For 11 years, when APC busy, they mismanage this country in resources, they psychologically, they intimidate and use a lot of violence on people in this country for 11 good years. Some of us were busy educating ourselves, and a very good number of Sierra Leoneans were busy engaging in their own personal developments them, not to for sit down wholly and solely and looking forward to when they go come on a power, we can take over power. No, we are busy educating ourselves or engage in our own personal developments. And this is the reason why this administration led by President Julius Adebayor don't able to manage the failings of Ernest Koroma or the failures of Ernest Koroma. They don't able to manage even the corrupt nature of Ernest Koroma in government. We make sure say for 11 years where they don't embezzle this country in resources, we don't set up commissions of inquiry than they did it. But at the same time, even the approach towards them is being managed. Where for me, I think say now all of them here they embolden them for do all of what they do to this nation. Because certain people and really they for don't they behind bars by this time. One of the things that we make Paul Kagame succeed now because not too much budged. Because he knows say when they do what's right, it takes measures them way for able for make sure say it keep focus for do what they do. However, Sierra Leone is a different country and needs a different approach to the leadership in this country. And in so far, I say kudos to His Excellency the President, retired Brigadier Julius Adebayor, because he don't tactfully approach the issues of for the issues of this country. And honestly, Sierra Leone they are the trajectory of development. This is what APC don't see. We make them so worried that them feel say them for break the peace and security of this country. But I want for assure the APC say they're not going to stand. No. He just stand like we you they intimidate a Combra for say you go get Ambele. Now than the APC they do. You cannot threaten this government with war. You cannot threaten the peace and security of the people of this nation under this administration. No. No. Now a failed venture on a day into. And I want for make them really believe say now horned that they horned themselves. Then clearly they give we the evidence, the results, we're gonna make we bring them come to book. And definitely we will stop at nothing but to bring them to book because that is what they want. They don't want peace. They don't want freedom. And because they don't want freedom, because they don't want peace, they shouldn't see it. Honestly. And it doesn't mean we are going to take the law into our own hands. No. They don't do everything humanly possible for break the laws of this country. You know, go there, you say you want for lead this country or you don't lead this country before and you think say you know to respect the laws of this land. No way. If you not responsible enough for respect the laws of this land and you think say you go intimidate the peace loving Sierra Leoneans there, you not foresee peace. Because anybody will not respect law na tight place for day. Honestly. I don't see any big deal for even an arrest and Nkrumah and put them behind bars if Anes break the laws of this land. Because Anes gets a double moral responsibility and legal responsibility for respect the laws of this country. But if one individual Sierra Leonean we don't take leadership of this country before, it thinks say it go intimidate or try for threatening the peace of this country. To be very honest, it need for the behind bars. It's not a big deal. It's never a big deal. If people like Jacob Zuma go behind bars, even where probably the incitement where people they cause in this country are, people like Jacob Zuma not probably do them. I not see no reason why somebody for 11 years don't collapse this country are. It don't endanger this country. And if they out there again, get the freedom again for threatening the peace loving Sierra Leoneans and if they see peace? No. However, the one evidence we clear to we, now the political ventriloquist we calling say Adebayor, where they allow failed corrupt politicians then for 11 years, we don't bring this country to a knees, continue for use them for threatening the faint-hearted Sierra Leoneans the way the budge to incitements, them, and for another to the pressure because yes, them put you in an office, follow respond to some of those pressures. Yes, as a government, we are going to step up. And we make sure say we collaborate with the government of Holland for bring Adebayor to justice. And honestly, that will be done. If that did not happen, well, some of we know what we will do. But it will happen. Adebayor will be brought to justice. We will collaborate with the government of Holland through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Internal Affairs for make sure say we bring Adebayor to book. And when we bring him to book, all the one that we connect to them, we go bring them come to book. Because now rope they draw common bush, and that rope they draw common bush, they bring a lot of, they bring the forest canaton. And we they go for you at the Adebayor. We not they go for you by an illegal means, but we they collaborate with we own sister ministries of that country where you they intimidate the people of this country, especially people them where they budge to you intimidations. And also the one that where they budge to you incitements them. Now, for the one that waiting at this country, we feel said in the budge, to the incitements them, where this low mental state Sierra Leonean don't put himself forward to fail politicians them, young corrupt mentality and manipulations for intimidate the security of this country. If una venture for listening to incitements them, una attempt anything, una de do am at una young peril. I am saying this, that nobody not threaten the security of this country. No, enough of this. If una allow una self for be used as a human shield, then una get una self for be blamed. I dey say this, if you know say you are a law-abiding citizen, you respect the laws and order of this country, put yourself together and go about your normal business. But if you say you dey listen to Adebayor incitements them, we fail politicians that we don't bring this country out to a kneel, they use them for intimidate, and una say una the budge to their intimidations, una say una the budge to their incitements, then una they take on the street. Just like what the president say, make sure say you do them peacefully. But also make sure say you do them lawfully. If you not do them lawfully, you not do them peacefully, to be very honest with una not go stand, una not go prevail. No. Una not go prevail. I don't repeat this. I have a moral and legal responsibility for make sure say I work along with my colleagues them for let the peace and security of Sierra Leoneans there is maintained and law and order prevail in this nation. No one individual through failed and corrupt politicians there, not go threaten the peace and security of this nation. So I really want to say all peace-loving Sierra Leoneans, we respect the rights of others. When I go about in a normal business and just not pay mind to that low mental state individual Sierra Leonean, we don't put himself forward for be a political ventriloquist, for speak the words or the intentions of failed and corrupt politicians that we don't humbug this country. When I be rest assured say there is a government where they on top of in game and the security forces then they on top of the game. And I don't say this, that you will feel say you dey budge to that incitement and take on the streets illegally, you dey do them at your own risk. Because if you allow yourself as well for be used as a human shield, you dey do at your own risk. Not allow yourself for be used as a human shield. It will not stand. It will not work. Enough of this. Enough of this. I repeat. Thank you very much to fellow Sierra Leoneans that will listen me audio. I decide for do this really for allay the fears and worries of those faint-hearted fellow Sierra Leoneans, and we budge and inundate me with too many of these inciting audios. We bring a moral consciousness to me say now because we are in charge and they have put us in charge, then they remind we say we get a responsibility for make sure say then peace is maintained. And peace is not just when you go about your normal business, but even when your mental state peaceful, it's all part of the peace. And we get a responsibility for make sure say that happen for the people of Sierra Leone. And I believe say now that make una budge me with these too many incitements than way than they do. With this individual they do. We call him say Adebayor. And so on that note, I just want to let Sierra Leoneans and be rest assured say nobody no go threaten una security. Una focus. And this time around now, we can go into the registration process. Una just make sure say una come out with in una numbers. Una go register. Let no individual Sierra Leonean not intimidate you. Because you're not a peace-loving Sierra Leonean, you're not a law-abiding Sierra Leonean, you go only allow that intimidation for work by you if you're not law-abiding. But if you're law-abiding, be rest assured that you get a government where to protect your security and go about and do your normal business and wanna prepare on yourself for register massively. Yeah? I tell you now all plenty thank you. Me, now una pikin, una brother, and una humble servant, Honorable Lahai Lawrence Leema, will come up with this audio toner. Thank you very much for your attention.